Alright, welcome back. This is 247 Evo Garage, and on today's video I'm going to be working on my Cadillac DTS 06, and I'm going to be removing this inner wheel well liner here and checking behind it to see if there's any dirt and debris, and I can see a little bit of corrosion there. I can clean that up pretty easily. There's some crust and dirt in the spring pocket there. And the strut at the back doesn't look terribly great, doesn't look terribly bad. It's not leaking yet, it's still working. There's the line for, where the heck was it? Right there. There's the electrical line for it. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what's in behind here, and that's where the dirt builds up usually. And if there's anything back there, I'm going to clean it out, and I'm going to also do a little touch-up paint on that, that edge there. That's the only place that the paint had built up on this car, but I want to do a better job than I did before. So I'm going to get to it, and I'll pull this apart, and then I'll be right back to the video. Alright, I got the wheel well liner off here, and as you can see, look at that dirt in there. That's almost 20 years of dirt that's packed in there. That's not good. And there's some dirt there. And, you know, little bits of dirt and rust here. It's not too terribly bad for a 20-year-old Canadian car. It's in actually pretty decent shape. I've got, let's see, get this light off with her. I got some stuff to clean up over here, but that's not too bad. And there's some the fuel lines, vent lines, fuel lines. There's a body ground up there. It's in good shape. Wow, actually it's not bad shape at all, but that's a lot of dirt. So I'll be cleaning this dirt out, and it's pretty easy to take off that wheel well liner. There's 6 push pins, as you can see down there, and a 10mm bolt, which bolts into there. Pretty simple. You gotta get the carpet in there. I got supported under a jack stand, and I'll clean this cleaned up and painted, and yeah, that's what it looks like. This is almost a 20-year-old car, an 06, so yeah, 18, 19-year-old car, and that's not too bad, but that's still not good. So I'll get this cleaned out, and then I'll get back to the video again. All right, I've done a little cleanup here, and let me just get this light out of the way here. There's a little compartment back here where the gas filler nut goes. I gotta blow some of the dust out of there, but it's really solid. I cleaned up that upper spring mount. Done, very good. Just some loose paint here. I'm gonna take a wire wheel and clean all that up in there. A little bit in there, and I got most of the dirt out in there, but it's not terrible back here. Like, I try to get the light in there. Like, it's not terrible back in there. Just a little bit of surface crust. I'll get that cleaned up with a wire wheel and sand it down. I'll put some paint in there, but yeah, like the fender lips are good, and I don't know if I can get more of that. But all the dirt I cleaned up right here. There's a little bucket. A little bucket, 1.4 kilogram bucket, about halfway full of stuff that I cleaned out of the wheel lip here. And that's where the rust is going to happen, and fortunately I don't have a lot going on in there. That's in excellent shape. There's a little bit of rust on the seam there. I can clean that up. It's not bad. It hasn't really gone too far. There's just some surface stuff in the paint. So it's coming along. I cleaned up the wheel liner too, and the rim. So it's coming along. Now I'm going to head it with the, like I said, the wire wheel, and clean it all up and get it ready for paint. So I'll do that. I'll do the cleanup. Maybe get a little video of that when it's cleaned up, and then I'll take some paint to it and do a little video of that. So I'm going to have to do this on the other side, as well as, like, so one side, the driver's side first we're starting on, then we're going to work ourselves over to the passenger side, which I imagine will probably be not as bad as the driver's side, because when I do the sand on the roads in the wintertime, drivers in the middle of the road gets more sand than the other side, the passenger side. But we'll do them, the 2 back ones, and then we'll focus on the front ones and take the wheels off there and pull the wheel liners off and check what's out behind them. And maybe while I'm at it, I might put a new serpentine belt on it. Okay, once I get that done, I'll get back. All right, so I got the rust removed and painted. I cleaned up everything inside here, as you can see. The filler neck, everything. And all the spots back in here. All done. I used the Pore 15 with a coat of semi-gloss. We call it Tremclad up here in Canada. Might be something else down there in the States, but that's what we call it up here. And that's all done, and as you can see, even back in here, it's all done. So there's not a speck of rust in here anymore. It's all been cleaned up. All the surface crust, it was just surface crust anyways. And that's all done. The next plan is to put the whole thing together, but before I do that, I made up a little viscous mixture of some petroleum jelly and a little bit of WD-40. And I can't find what they call wool wax up here, nothing like of a semi-viscous nature to spray in here. But what I'm going to do is, back in there in particular, I'm going to be putting down some of that oil mixture, and on anything, you know, some corners right there where the bolt goes for the fender liner mount, and specifically down in there where the stuff does build up. Now there's some black paint over here on the lip of the fender, but I'm going to be painting that white, so I'll be fixing that up. I just put a little bit of rust paint on there just to take care of anything that might be there. So that's my next plan. I'll be greasing her up and then touching up the white paint and putting the whole thing back together, and then repeating the whole process on the other side. And when I get the other side done, which I anticipate will be similar to what this side was, I'll be taking the tires off in the front and repeating them in the front. So the video, I'm not going to necessarily take a video of every single wheel well I'm going to be taking apart and cleaning here, but I'm going to put some pictures in and some overdub narration so you can see what I'm facing here. But this is not a huge job. It's just a job that needs to be done. And if you want a car, basically any car, doesn't even have to be a Cadillac like this, if you got wheel well liners, pull them off and look behind them, because you'd be surprised the amount of crud you find back there. Alright, once I get this greased up and put together, I'll pick the video up from there. Alright, so this side's bolted together, all done. That's what it looks like, the finished product. Greased up, oiled up, fender liner back in, a little bit of Por 15 and some black semi-gloss black paint applied, and this job, this side, is done. Alright, this is just basic maintenance on these cars. Any car with a fender liner, I would pull them off and get behind it, because you know what's back there. Alright, throw the wheel back on, and then I got 3 other sides to do, so I better get at it. Well, I wasn't going to video this, but this is the front fender and the passenger side. You can see the crud that's built up in the bottom of the fender there, and you wonder why these cars rot. And so I pulled the fender liner off, and you can see a little bit of crust there. All just surface crust. It's not too bad. It hasn't really cut and gone too far yet, so I can clean that up and clean it off and put some paint and stuff on there and grease the heck out of it afterwards. You can see there's something there, but that's the side here from the passenger side, the front. And yeah, I got some crap to clean out over there, a couple inches maybe in there. And moving back to the rear, same kind of story. You see the dirt line? Let me see if I can show you here. You see the dirt line in here? That's how far this little cavity was packed up, all the way to the dirt line, full of sand, dirt, and the rest of the inner fender well, the wheel well doesn't look too bad. Just a little bit right here, where the lips go together. I gotta scrape that paint off and grind it, and same here. And in there where the coil pocket is, that was packed full too. And just to give you an idea, I've got a 1.45 kilogram jar of an old drywall compound jar. Let me see if I can get the weight on here. Yeah, so it's like about 1.45 kilograms, whatever. Full. So this is just the back. I'm going to dump this stuff out, and I'm going to probably fill it up with the partway anyways from the front fender. But I wasn't going to make the video about this part of it, but I figured I might as well throw it in there. So I've still got passenger side to do, front and back, clean up all the rust and clean up all the dirt and paint, do coats, and then I'm going to do the driver's side in the front. So it's a pretty big job, but it's also satisfying cleaning the crap out of there. All right, I got to get to it. Well, this brings me to my final side. This is the driver's side, and as you can see, what's built up in here looks like a bird's nest. So I pulled the tire off and the wheel liner off, and the rest of it doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit of surface crust again. Looks like I'm catching it just before it gets to be something serious. A little bit of stuff going on there. It's not too bad though. Once I get that ground off and cleaned up and painted with some Por 15 and some regular paint, rust paint, and put it back together, it should be really good, and I'll grease it all up. But this is the importance of you know, taking your fender liners off and cleaning them out, because this is what you can, well, not this is what you can end up with, this is what you will end up with. And this is an 06 car, and it's like 2024 now, so 18, 19 years. Yeah. All right, I gotta get this crap cleaned out of there, and get that stuff cleaned up there, and painted and put back together. The other sides are done already. It's a pretty big job. Not that it's a huge job, it's just time consuming. And yeah, I'll get it done. All right, I gotta get to it. As you can see, this is a bit of a job, and if you've got a car with fender liners, definitely go look behind them and get this cleaned up, because it's a mess, and most cars have this problem, and something that should be cleaned up and dealt with, but most people don't do it. At least rinse back there. Yeah, anyways, if you enjoyed this video, as usual, please click like and subscribe. I appreciate all my subscribers, and thank you for watching my videos, and I hope this video has been some help, you know, for your particular situation. It did help with my Cadillac a little bit, clean things up back there. So again, if you like this video, like and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you.